Welcome to Raising Happy and Thriving Gifted Kids, a daily podcast where you get relatable stories, interesting lessons, and practical tips to help your kids thrive and be happy while enjoying your own life even more. So, today we're going to talk about something that might be mildly uncomfortable, and it's something that I am harping on. And you probably have already heard it, and we're just 6 episodes in or something. But that I place high value on developing a strong learning and problem-solving attitude in children. I think that is the most profound change you can make in children's life. And you'll keep hearing me say this over and over again in different ways. So, one of the things that I have found in our world and our society at large is that we have become a curling society. I don't know if you've ever seen curling. It's actually an Olympic sport, but you've got people on the ice and you got one person that is curling the puck, I think they call it. And they push it forward and it slides over the ice and then goes towards kind of like a target with different rings. And the closer you get to the bullseye of the ring, the more points you get. But one of the other jobs, because it's a team sport, is for people to go in front of the puck and then actually with brushes smoothen out the path of the puck before it. And if you wanted to go further, then you smoothen out more and more. And you see them vigorously brushing to make sure you hit the target. And if they're, if it's already going too fast, they don't do that. So the metaphor of being either a curling parent or a curling teacher or a curling society is that we start seeing our children as like a puck that you shift and push into the world, and then you run out in front of them with a big broom and you vigorously brush away all the obstacles that come in their way. And in a way, it's a pretty effective strategy. Like if your kid's going to go through school and they get a bad grade and you sit down with them and you're going to spend 3 hours, giving them, extra homework and practice, and then you send them off to tutoring class and they get another 3 hours of practice, and everybody will sit around them to pretty much teach them and help them learn something, the end result will be better. Their scores will go up, their grades will go up, their GPA will go up, but their learning ability will not. And the question is this kid autonomously able to solve this problem? If he is not pushed into the world, if nobody is going out in front of him with a broom and vigorously brushing away all obstacles, will he or she still make it? And I think that the most beautiful part of life, the most valuable part of life, is actually the obstacles that you run into. I heard this interview series of a bunch of self-made millionaires. And so in one part of the interview is, the question, what made you who you are? And almost every self-made millionaire will say, it's the challenges I've run into because it made me stronger and, persevere and stuff like that. And that's why I am who I am today. And then later on in the interview, they get the question, and what are you doing for your kids? And one of the things they almost all say is I'm trying to avoid, having them have the experience of all the terrible things that I've gone through. So the thing that made them, they're trying to hold it back from their children. So I say add more obstacles, try to design more obstacles. With my kids, we're from Europe. We travel around the US for 6 months. And, partly it was one of the most beautiful experiences in life. And partly it was a hugely challenging experience with, missed flights and bad car rentals and sitting at the side of a road with a broken RV and stuff like that. But actually dealing with life's problems makes your kids stronger. So I wish upon you and I wish upon your children a lot of challenges, because that actually makes life better, makes life more fun, makes life more challenging. And actually, the sooner you begin, the more natural everybody's going to be at solving them. So see, where are you curling today? Where are you running out in front of your children with a broomstick, waving away all the problems? And where can you, maybe have them fall once in a while? I mean, I don't mean push them off the edge of a cliff, but have them have falls that are in line with the things they can deal with right now. If you liked this episode of Raising Happy and Thriving Kids, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast in your favorite podcast software. And if you want to dive deeply into all the things you can do to help your kids thrive, Be happier while making your own life more enjoyable. Go to smartparenting.secrets.com, where you can get free additional training. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, bring out the best in yourself and each other.